In agriculture, there aren't any credentials really for these new technologies. Nothing exists. It's really a Wild West situation. And the ECVIT credentialing platform is, for me, a really critical part of this. Because even we as an industry, we cannot really create that. We can validate content which is then going to be credentialed by the ECVIT system, so that we actually then know that somebody passes through that program can actually then get a job in the industry. Because if we validate that with industry input, which is the most critical point of really creating a workforce, then we have an opportunity to really see and probably continuously improve that training platform and really make it accessible to a lot of people. And we know there's a huge interest on this. I mean, farmers have heard about these interesting aspects, but they don't have access to really good information. We also have the urbanized young generation who really would like to move into this profession and want to really take that as a career option. And we shouldn't discount this. I mean, this is also CA as a job. That doesn't mean that you really have to be a farmer. I mean, you can operate a farm as a very advanced technical engineer. That's all needed. Huh? All the different STEM profiles is really going to be actually finding jobs in controlled environment agriculture. I mean, it's a whole roster of interesting, very resilient career options, and we need to make that really visible to now in the pandemic. I don't know aeronautics if they are going to have a big future, but we could use some engineers from the aeronautic industry to come on board and actually help us improve these CA systems. So as we see this is a super important priority. I'm really stoked that we're really working together with Altio, and I'm really happy that you guys have really pushed forward this digital transition topic in agriculture terms, because the more we do, the better it will come across, and the more the narrative will be arriving on the doorsteps of the important policymakers, but also the consumer organizations and the consumer itself, because that is also important. We need to also overcome this this image of being kind of like not part of nature, which is obviously something we need to explain. So what do we do? FarmTech Society is, again, a very young organization. We have 3 topics. One is already education, but it's a triangle. We see the education on the top, most important, knowledge transfer. There's nothing's going to happen without that. Everything is contingent upon that. And of course, then there's that leg with the policy, with the reporting, with the narrative shaping. And then, of course, there's also a very strong need that we need to harmonize the industry with some sort of minimal viable standards. This is, without that, you're not going to be recognized. You're not going to be a practice anywhere. And so FarmTech Society is a very much an international organization. We're not just EU-based, who wants to really open up these important targets to all the stakeholders and to get